the microphone. It wasn't picking it up.
So we're just trying to reduce the bandwidth. Sorry? Let's try again. Yeah, but let's watch the video first and then close the window. Yeah. Sorry? Yeah.
1 minute long, not very long.
Cool.
No, we can just tell you about this. This is very short. This is like only a minute and a half. Here we took the painting part of Red Lights for a Rainy Day and we added an audio component. Then we set it up as an installation. This was set up at the Abundance Festival of Dance and Choreography in Karlstad, Sweden, in the summer of 2010. And they had us in just this little room. You can see it in the TV thing that they set up. And it wasn't a very big screen. It would have been nice if it was a bigger screen. But still, we had dancers coming in, children coming in to play with them. So the video does the same thing. Well, the video does the same sort of thing that it did on stage, except now it's not tracking any particular color. It's tracking movement. So it doesn't really matter how people are wearing them. It's really helpful if they are wearing something that is different from the background, so the computer can see them more easily. And then there's a number of different sound layers. I think the first layer that people respond to is there's a swishing sound, we call it, which is really a direct one-to-one mapping between movement and sound. The more people move, the louder and bigger the swish sound is. And you immediately tell whether the computer is catching that aspect of their movement.
All right. Could you turn?
Then there's another level
if you shut it,
where
maybe
the computer kind of does the opposite of what they're doing. Whenever they stop moving, you hear these footsteps starting to run around the room. And then there's the third part that's kind of experimental in this version, where there's a piano that is a sort of intelligent agent that tries to get into a conversation with the person. So if you move, it will respond and stop, and you can move back, and so you can have a conversation between the computer and yourself. But it's not perfect in that sometimes the computer will cut you off, and sometimes you can cut off the computer, but not always. You can both end up talking at the same time. And then finally, there are just random sounds going on in the back. And people would come in and they would start playing with this thing, maybe concentrating on the video, but also listening to how the sound interacted with them. And, they did be in there for 10, 15 minutes having fun just figuring out how the whole installation works.
Can you hear us?
Yes?
Yeah.
Hear you.
All right. Okay. Maybe, can you hear us good?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, maybe, well, I think, yeah. Okay, guys, do you want to have more of the same?
Hello. Hi there. I wanted to ask you a technical question about the height of the screen on the floor. Why did you choose to have it so high up?
That wasn't really much of a choice.
No.
All right.
Kind of what they were able to do for us there. That I think it's set up. If I remember correctly, it's a pull down from the ceiling, or from wherever it's attached. So I don't know if that was much of a choice.
Does it have an interaction way that people interacted with it? Because it seems like quite short people would have only got their top section seen by the camera.
Well, the thing is actually the height of the screen. Well, screen didn't make so much of a difference because the camera was placed low enough that everyone could see their feet. I think the camera was angled such that it wasn't a problem for short people.
That makes sense. Tiny people, but the screen was just higher up, which is translating.
Yeah. And of course, when you get close to the camera, you come off all sorts of body parts. But if you just have a 6-meter apart, you can easily get your entire body in it.
I'm wondering about the painting. How did you come up with thinking about the whole thing as a painting?
Well, it was kind of just by happenstance. I was playing around with some of the tutorials in Max MSP Jitterer, and there was where you could set up, what was it? Like, you could fill up the screen with balls, little balls that would like randomly move around the screen and change colors. And I don't know, I made this connection between it and being able to track movement and sort of the two things. And once we started looking at things, we found ourselves responding to it, and the people the myth was almost always painting. I think whatever tracking, it was all of the same color. So it's different colors and lines and shades. At any instant, you only got this lot of color, and that seemed more like taking a paintbrush to the screen than any sort of video graphing or photograph.
Because I was kind of wondering about it as some sort of like a dance of a painter, if you like, and the painting as a dance, like the whole process. If you see.
We didn't hear all of that, but it sounded like you were making a pillow between me and dancing.
Yeah. The process of dancing, if you think about a painter or kind of there's a certain dance and the way you do it there is the kind of playing on it, performing it more, if you see what I mean, yeah? Not in the kind of the Yves Klein way even. I'm not saying that, yeah? It's questioning painting from a different direction, yeah?
Yeah.
It kind of comes across something like that, you know?
Yeah, and especially you sort of extend that to the three-dimensionality of movement, and even when you're choreographing and dancing and performing, there is also this sense of how are you moving through space, what's the quality of that movement, and our artistic ideas like negative space as well, that I think are also, they're asking, do either of us have a painting background? No, not really, not at all. But I think both of us think about our respective media very much in terms of space and structure.
Right.
And so that's where.
I mean, but also, and I think it comes across in these sorts of installations, the idea of action and trajectory and motion. It kind of enlivens the idea of painting. It makes it.
Yeah.
It's just because of the time aspect of it.
But okay, can I say about negative space? Did you say?
Yeah.
Can you tell me more about it? Well, from your perspective.
Well, I think there's when you're performing, and especially thinking about performing with with something like this, you know, there is a presence to the space that you don't fill. Yeah, so one of the considerations is not only how the dancer is moving, but you know, how that is going to look.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess now I'm sort of talking about the piece rather than the installation. But there's, even when you're interacting with it, there's a sense that you know you want to fill up that entire space on the screen, or perhaps you don't. And so there's, I think, that added consideration of you know, where the dancer or the performer or the interactor is not present in what you would generally consider the performance space.
Very interesting, very interesting. So the kind of considerations, does it change? Is that a dynamic element?
Yeah. I think that, you know, it changes every time you work with it, and every time you play with it. I think there's
Yeah, there's feel is how do you respect negative space in interactive installation? Would you consider excluding the interactor from some zones?
yeah.
Some
I mean, that's a very cool idea. And not one that we've done in the times that we've set this up. We've always sort of given free rein to the interactors to play, but that is an idea that I think we've touched on a little bit in the past, but we've never actually implemented it.
Mm-hmm. Is it something that you are kind of thinking of developing?
Possibly, yeah, with the right space.
Mm-hmm.
A lot also depends on, you know, what the practicalities are of the space that we're in. And sometimes we haven't had a whole lot of notice in terms of what the details of the space are.
So like use the
Sorry.
Sorry, what's that?
yeah, sorry about that.
No, it's fine. Any more questions here? No?
Thank you.
It seems very playful. Again, there's a kind of... Okay, what's happening between the dance and the installation? I mean, that you seem to speak about them as two different elements, but sort of linked somehow, or am I kind of misinterpreting?
Well, we at least began by thinking of them as two separate things. I mean, we come from a performance background, and at first we were thinking of it as something that happens in performance. How do we use it in performance? And then we just very simply made it available to audiences to use as an interactive installation. And then we can show you something else where our next step was, okay, this is going to be interesting. Can we play with the space in between performance and installation and try to combine that? And that was one of the directions we did end up going to. And we have another video that can show that step.
But it's precisely because of the playfulness of this that we decided to go in that direction, because restricting it to performance is really rather limiting, because it's, you know, it's a lot of fun.
and we wanted to get the idea that not only, you know, the performers, when there are performers, they can be interacting playfully with the computer. We want to kind of give that to the audience members to give them the chance to playfully interact with the computer, and that part of doing installation is playfulness.
Sure. But these are two different kind of playfulnesses, isn't it? The performance and the installation. And I was just wondering how they play with one another, and the difference between the do you see what I'm getting at? Yeah, because it's kind of like you have it like two different ones, but they're actually kind of possibly one, you know. Yeah, I'm sorry, it's just, I'm curious, you know.
Well, you start getting to the point here where we can start thinking about improvisation and what it's like for musicians or dancers to work together and do group improvisation, which is also a sort of playfulness now between performers or between audience members. And all of these different, there's just so many different perspectives on playfulness that become available here, and how they all get mixed together just seems really potentially rich.
Yeah. Sorry, my mind is kind of going into other places. So,
well, I think our next, there's another question here about, I guess, this is Phil. Phil said something about the installation gives everyone a chance to be a performer, and he says, I don't know if they're different types. I guess we distinguish we do make a distinction between the two, primarily in terms of how much they're doing it just in order to play with each other or play with the installation, and how much they're doing it in order to be observed. In that, performers, especially dancers, they are doing material that is meant to be seen, and so they're not always playing with from the perspective of having fun or having it feel good. They're very often playing with the perspective of what it looks like, and that is different from audience first bringing and playing. Sure, they may be aware of, and in fact, they may be unconscious about how they look. And so they stop doing things. This is one reason why we found that only dancers and children really seem to enjoy working with this sort of thing. You have normal adults up here, and they're so worried about what they look like.
Very interesting.
So, we do think there's a difference.
Sure. Shall we see the video, please? Sorry, Phil does something. No, Louis is not here, man.
Yeah, let's skip this in
It's cold, isn't it? So can I ask, maybe if you could hold that so I could have a free hand.